Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Island cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and as ever, very good friend, Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. It's great to speak to you again. So day 3 of Love Island on the show that, like Caroline Flack, doesn't pull any punches. So where should we start today? Allegedly, sorry.
Not fucking there, Dave. Anyway, I think we should start. Let's sort of get rid of the elephant in the room. We called out Ollie yesterday and said, you know, the fucking producers are sailing close to the wind. And lo and behold, as if the magical mystique of our podcast sent a spell over, he's gone. Now, the reason that he realised he's missed his girlfriend so much by being in the show, Dave, can you smell it? I can smell it. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Absolute fucking nonsense. So I'm happy they've done it. Let's hope we don't see him fucking trying to resurrect some sort of social media or media career on 8 out of 10 Cats or some other fucking no-mark Channel 4 show. And we just don't see that guy. And he goes off to his estate and fucking just walks around it doing his farming or whatever he's supposed to be doing.
He doesn't farm. He has people working for him who farm. The pompous, privileged git. So, yeah, I just find it all a bit odd. I mean, they put out that statement. It's clear. He's had to be moved to the side. But I think ITV have missed a bit of an opportunity there to make a bit of a statement. So it's not like it's a public lynching. It's quite a distasteful, vile thing that he's done there. So I'm glad he's gone. But you know what frustrates me a little bit? So obviously we watch all of the different things we can on Love Island, the main show, After Sun, the podcast that comes out, and nothing acknowledges that. And even I'm listening to the official podcast and they're sympathising with Ollie because he seems to be on getting a rough time a bit from from Paige in particular when he had yesterday the thing about cheating on his girlfriend 8 or 9 times. But it's like, have you just had a lobotomy of what? Are you just completely ignoring, or is it just the line that you've been asked to toe to completely ignore this whole scandalous thing?
I suppose there isn't much positive to come out of that, but I think you are right. ITV as a brand and as, someone who hopefully, doesn't agree with that thing, which I'm sure they don't, just have a quick statement on the After Sun or something, or even Ian Sterling, or, a little bit of a statement at the end. We've removed him because of social media pictures that have come out or something. That's it. End of it. He's left alone. I'm not saying we go out and fucking publicly lynch him or anything like that. It's done now, and that's it. It's just, it wouldn't have been right if he'd progressed further into the show, I think. And that's it. That's the end of it as far as I'm concerned. It's just a bell end. And as a person, he wasn't a very nice person. He was just lying anyway all the time, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, let's get into that bit in a sec, because I suppose you could interpret it. He was maybe a bit picked on, but I don't think he was. I think he was just a bit of a lying toad. He was just getting found out quite early. But I saw there was some kind of spin on it with this whole being filmed with, photographed with, hunted animals and whatever. And I saw there was a statement about, like, it was culling. It was a good thing. So like when they hunt down the foxes, to kind of keep the numbers in check or whatever. So I don't know if I agree with that either. But if I go with, that as a believable statement, then I still think it's bollocks, isn't it? Because if you accidentally run over a squirrel or something, you don't stop and take a fucking selfie with it. So just fucking stay in your lane, fuck off out of the public eye, and do whatever you're doing before. So, yeah, I think we should move on. But so yeah, I mean, he was getting dug out a bit by Paige, but that's because, it's like day 3, isn't it? So what frustrates me a bit about Paige is the fact that, she's saying she's not interested in Ollie at all. except when he's not interested in her. But he did say to her the words, all my eggs are in your basket. No need to say that. You know,
Yeah.
I've only seen one episode, one season of the UK Love Island, and even I know you don't need to say that. Everyone knows what the fucking game is, right? So just go in and say, look, we're coupled up. I really want to explore that. But of course, I'm not. I don't know you yet. I'm not going to close any other doors. I just want to get to know everyone. And I think I expect you to as well. There we go. Done deal. Don't tell her all your eggs are in one fucking basket. And then you are going to get found out with a matter of time.
And he was. And as we watched it, obviously, we know this clever editing. They have to tell a story and narrative, don't they? So I get that. But he just didn't seem like a nice lad. He just seemed like he'd been fed silver spoon in his mouth all his life. He's got away with bullshitting and conniving, and he just didn't seem. Hopefully, he'll grow up. I think it's more immaturity, Dave. I'm not saying somewhere down the line he might turn into a nice lad, but he just didn't. He just seemed completely devoid of morals and stuff. Anyway, it's a bit of a bell end. He's fucking gone. That's I like
You're
it.
trying to suggest that someone who cheats on his girlfriend 8 or 9 times and shoots defenseless animals is immoral?
No, I meant his moral compass isn't working, Dave. But anyway,
I absolutely hope, and we all make mistakes, all of us. So yeah, it would be nice to think that he actually takes the opportunity to have a look at himself. So
yeah, I agree.
What else caught your eye from tonight?
Well, we had the one of the twins. I think it was Eve who got with Callum. I can't even tell the difference there. I'm going with Eve because that's the one I remember. But
Sorry. In Australia, when they had twins, they got one of them to shave their head. I think they should go ahead with that approach here.
It would be ginger underneath, Dave.
But it would help if they fucking separated.
Yeah.
They're always in the same shot. They just never are having separate conversations. I guess we get to a conversation later with Shauna, don't we? There where they're actually separated. But yeah, I can't tell. Apparently, one of them's got different coloured eyes or something. Well, you can't really tell that.
I was going to say, one's got a cock, Dave.
I didn't. This is not. There's something about Miriam, is it?
Well, Agnes said it yesterday, didn't she?
I'm pretty sure that is not true because those dresses were incredibly tight. Well,
we've all seen Ace Ventura, Dave, haven't we?
Well, that's true. Could be a bit. And
what is it? Hemorrhoids.
Silence of the Lambs. It could have been the old tuck between. So. But let's go with it's not.
Shocking. Let's just say it's not. But I've got to say, when she was speaking to Shauna, no fucking sincerity at all. I mean,
so false.
Fucking about as false as her eyelashes. I'm just like, fuck off. It's just complete nonsense. And look, the one thing and Sam did say this, she said the one thing that she respects, she doesn't really like the girls, but she did say the one thing I respect is they look like, they've got normal figures. They're not going in there as such, like plastic surgery. I know, I'm sure there's a bit of work there. I'm probably digging a fucking hole there that I can't get out of, but this is Sam's, by the way. I'm not quoting myself, but she said, I respect the fact that they've got normal figures, like they're not trying to go in there and be something that they're not. The only thing I'd say, Dave, is I'm fucking bored of him. 2 days in and the camera's been on him 24/7. The two episodes we've seen, it's like, just blend into the background. If you find love, fantastic. And if, like the twins did on the Aussie one, the two lads, one of them ended up winning with the girl he was with. I can't remember the bloody name, but she, do it great. Just be normal. But at the moment, they're reveling in the fact that everything's surrounding this fake fucking bullshit drama. And I'm just like, just move on. Let's go on to something else. I mean, one of the highlights of the episode was Michael with Leanne. I thought it was pretty sweet, to be honest, Dave. Yep. Obviously, the twins come in. He was blown away by the fact that they were twins. These girls had shown an insight into him and Callum, and they went on the date. But I really and I think Leanne probably, for me, is probably the prettiest girl in there, to be honest, Dave. She's the most natural looking anyway, as far as I can see.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I quite like Sophie. I think she's kind of naturally
Yes,
pretty as
sorry, yeah.
well.
Yep, she is, yeah.
I, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree about the twins, though. I don't think, yeah, they're not stick thin. I think, granted, so that bit, they're not trying to be someone they're not, but there is nothing authentic about them at all. Not the way they look, not the hair, not the eyelashes, not the lips, not the boobs, not the clothes,
Dave, it was
not the
Sam, not
way
me.
they act. Hey?
It was Sam, not me. He blamed
Yeah,
Sam.
no, I'm just saying. That's what I was saying. So she'll be listening later, and so you might get a few digs on my behalf. It's like a few dead arms by proxy. So
Thanks, mate.
but there's nothing authentic about them at all. And like you say, in that conversation with Shauna, do you like him? Ah, yeah, you do. And it's just, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm bored of them as well. I hope at least one of them gets jettisoned out of there soon because it's just, and it's the editors as well, isn't it? Kind of giving them a lot of the spotlight. But absolutely, I've said in the last couple of days, first couple of episodes, that Mike, he is absolutely not short on confidence, and I think he's a bit of a player. But I've got to say, hats off to him. Full respect for having that conversation and saying, look, no, you know what? Actually, being separated from Leanne, I've realized, I've had these feelings for her. I'm just kind of missing her. I'm going to sort of focus on her. Hats off to you. That was, it seemed on the face of it, I know we could say, oh, he's just playing the game. I still think it's a bit early for that, because there's not particularly as the public, we're not really invested in any couples in week 1 or even 2, really, are we? But
No.
I think on the face of it, it seemed like a great move. So he got a few plus points for me there.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Total respect as well. At least it shows. I'd said to you, he seems like a nice bloke, and that. So I'm hoping that we both stick to that with him, and he comes through because I just think they're going to at some point. 2 new lads are going to come in. The only thing I can foresee, and I know again I'm talking about the twins, is because they're totally inseparable. And now I was on holiday in August, and there was these 2 twin ladies there. They must have been late 40s, early 50s. I mean, I think they both thought they were about 18 the way it was going down around the pool day, but they were just completely inseparable. They were completely together. You could see they worked pretty much together. I think everything. We had a bit of a conversation with them, and I just can't help but think that's what them 2 are going to be like. Even Grace when they get older. Obviously, life happens, stuff like that. But what I don't want to see is when it comes to the votes, that all of a sudden whoever's up for votes and whoever isn't, the one who isn't, starts canvassing the lads to couple up with her, so she doesn't leave. Because we did see it on the Aussie one when one of the lads left. I think it was Callum and Luke, wasn't it? It's coming back to me now. And when Luke left, I won't Callum, it was Luke and what I can't his bloody name. Josh and Luke, sorry. And when
Yeah.
Luke left, because Josh won it, he was distraught. They were both distraught, and I can understand that. I completely get it. He likes the yin and yang. They're together. They're just basically a mirror of each other. I just hope it doesn't go down that route. And look, if one of them goes, it's a case of, well, you either stay or go, and that's it. And then one of them may come out of themselves. But at the moment, it's just becoming too much of their show, and I don't want that. I just want them either fucked off straight away and we move on, or they just blend into the background and become good Islanders, because I'm not feeling
Yeah.
anything.
Well, I mean, it caused a bit of a stir, didn't it? With taking the blokes off. And Mike, certainly, when he was on the date, I thought, oh, he's forgotten about Leanne already, and it was only after that, when he probably had time to reflect, that he went back to Leanne. So I think he played a blinder there. On the opposite end of the scale, I think Callum could have done so much better. I mean, he basically he came back from the date, and now she says herself, old Shauna, she doesn't she doesn't have a poker face, and she has a resting bitch face, as she calls it. So I imagine he did sort of look over and think, oh fucking hell, I'm in the doghouse here, and so he's avoided having that conversation. But it was irritating me no end, because lots of people seem to speak to him and have these all side conversations that he's not actually spoken to Shauna. and it was literally the day after or the night after she finally pulled him for a chat. And I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, he's a good-looking bloke. I'm sure he'll do well in there. But I thought he came across like, I don't know if it was immaturity or just a bit of a cock, or he could have done a lot better there, I think.
It's interesting, though, Dave. I know, obviously, I don't know about yourself from where you come in the UK, where you're from, obviously, more towards sort of St Helens, Liverpool, where you're from originally. Am I right there?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Liverpool originally, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, Callum's from Manchester. He's got a proper broad Mancunian accent, like myself. But when I listen to him speak, I don't know what it is. I fucking cringe. I'm like, oh my God, that must be what I sound like, because
I
I
was
don't
going
know
to say,
what it
now
is.
you know how I feel.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, but I hate the fucking Scouse accent, Dave. So I don't, I've been brought up to hate that accent, like you've been brought up to
So,
hate. But
so the thing is, he sounds like Jordan though from the last season, doesn't he?
yeah, he does. He sounds.
So he doesn't sound to me. He does sound different to you.
Thanks, Dave. That's good. I mean, been saying that. I remember years ago, I was about 18. I've got a little story for you now. Me in Benidorm, me and my mate come over. Now, obviously, I'm married to Sam. She's slightly older. She looks younger than me. I won't give her age away, Dave, but
I'm sure she'll thank you for
she will
pointing that
do.
out.
But she does look younger, if my darling wife is listening, before I get fucking whacked. But I remember my mate, and he had this thing when he was about 18, 19, of chatting up these women who were like 40 odd or something. I don't know what was going on. I remember him coming over and he went, Chris, and we're all from Manchester and that. We're all gone on holiday, Benidorm. And obviously it was a free-for-all, who could cop off the most. And he was one of them, a bit of a Davy Brent moment when he turned around and went, hey, I've copped it. Hey, I went, all right, yeah. Turned around, this woman was a lovely woman. I thought, pretty sure you're older than me mum. And she turned around, Dave, and I was fucking deeply offended. She went, now bear in mind, that I'm 6'2", and that obviously was slightly slimmer then. 6'2", big lad. And she went, don't you sound like Mark Owen? How to take that? And I was like, fuck you. So it's
Oh
like,
God,
fuck
that
off,
whole
yeah.
escapade. It sounds like the In-Betweeners.
Yeah,
It was Neil on the In-Betweeners, isn't it, when they go
yeah,
away?
yeah. I was like, to him, don't you be bringing her back to our fucking apartment. Fuck off, you.
Oh dearie me.
At least Gary Barlow for the singing, Dave. Fucking hell.
Yeah. But before we went on that little trip down memory lane, so I mean, how did you interpret that? Because I thought Callum was shit in that
Yeah,
scenario.
you know what he looks like? He's a good-looking lad. He's got all the tools there, six by everything, but he's just fucking, as you would say, Dave. I know you nicked my saying yesterday, but are you saying now he's dull as fucking dishwater, isn't he? He's not really
Yeah,
got much of a personality. He's just relying on that cheeky smile and his abs at the moment. And I might be wrong. He might be just he's shy. He's not used to being in front of the camera and that. I'm not sure. But there's nothing about him that to me, even when all the girls say, oh, he's lovely, Sean, and that, I'm like, there's other people in this villa who've got better personalities than him. At the moment, he could be a great lad. You know what I mean? And I'll probably get penalties for this when someone who I know will say, I know him. And I'll be like, oh, right, okay. But I'm not feeling anything about him at the moment, unfortunately.
yeah, but I tell you what, I am warming to Shauna, to be honest, because I just like the way that she just looks angry all the time, but also she doesn't, for someone who works in politics, she doesn't fucking filter anything. She just says out, she's asked like, how are you feeling? Bit shit.
Yeah, yeah,
She
she
just
did.
tells it
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah, and that you got to respect her, Dave. Like I said that to you, didn't I? I thought it was great what she said about she always looks like she's got that face on her. She might turn out to be a bit of a fan favourite with this. She might turn out to be a fucking absolute psychopath Tasmanian devil, and she's holding it all in, and all of a sudden we just get a fucking Saturday night fight night or something, and it just goes off. I mean, I like that sort of thing. If there's not a bit of fucking hair pulling or there's not a punch up, it's not really Love Island, and it's been a bit vanilla this last year. To be fair, there's usually something goes off, and we've not seen any proper. Not that I want to see someone get beat up or violence. We like the security guards to jump in, but just something to give it a bit of fucking oomph. I love all that, Dave. Bit of needle in the
Yeah, yeah.
house, perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Now, any predictions for tomorrow? Because I mean, as far as the show's concerned, Ollie's still in there, but obviously we know he's leaving. So we've got 3 extra girls. So do we think someone will get booted out pretty quick?
Yeah, I think what might happen, we have to bear this in mind with what they did last series, which was complete bullshit. And they did it on the US and the UK one. In the past, when people are up, it's just couple v couple, and that couple goes. And obviously, last year we had, and it is only last year, we had Lucy, didn't we, with that lad, the king possessive one. And she stayed, Joe, she stayed, and he went, and they split the couple up. And they haven't really done that. And they've just seemed to have threw that in there because they know that there's certain people who are good on the screen. I think it's that other girl. Is it Shanae? I think she could. Not Shauna. Is it Shanae or Shanice? I think she's going to go.
Yeah, the one who thinks she looks like Princess Jasmine.
Yeah. She doesn't, Dave.
She doesn't. But also, no. I mean, again, I've not warmed to her, to be honest. I mean, even on that first day when the twins came in and she's like, "Oh, look, the boys are just looking because it's fresh meat." It's like, you fucking just arrived.
Yeah. I'm fucking bored of you already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fresh meat. I mean, well, bear in mind, Dave, if a bloke had said that, fuck me, there would have been pelters. You can't, I know she said it and it's a flippant comment and she's aiming it at the girl, but imagine that. Oh, it's fresh meat here, lads. Come on, here we go. Let's get in there. You'd be like, whoa, fucking hell, you're getting.
It's just occurred to me. I would love if they just put in. And this is a little bit counter to what I was saying that, I'm disappointed with ITV. I think they should have jettisoned Ollie a lot quicker after that whole thing about the hunting came out. But wouldn't it be great if they just put in someone who was just kind of normal, but just not PC as well? They just grabbed someone out of the pub and chucked them in. And they're like, we're here, look at the set of top bollocks on that one, like...
Now, Dave, you fucking slated me for my impressions. That sounded nothing like a Scottish accent.
I'm going to treat her to a Dutch oven tonight.
No, I'm not even having that, Dave. That is terrible.
It's just it was the first one that came to mind.
Maybe we need to do that every episode now. We should do a fucking impression. I've set myself up the last two. I got called out on Twitter, didn't I?
Hold on, Chris, because we got a voicemail. Hello, it's Southie Turner here. I've heard you doing impressions of me.
I am not. What are you talking about? I'm actually from Australia. It doesn't matter. This is what you sound like. You fucking bank job, Dave. Yeah. Fucking right. Fucking Rise of the Foot Soldier 19 or whatever it is. Shocking. Right. Anyway, if you do want to get in contact with the show, guys, or you want to give myself and Dave some abuse for our terrible impressions, on Twitter at Love Island Cast. And if you want to email us, the loveislandcast@gmail.com. And if you do get time, please get onto your podcast catching app and just drop ourselves a review of the show. Any feedback is more than welcome. It helps myself and Dave grow and get us out there. So, Dave, great episode again, mate. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to try and trump that impression tomorrow because it may have been better than the ones I've done, but I don't think
the bar is low, to be fair.
I don't think we're going to be taking over any shows soon with our impressions, are we?
No.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye now.